I said fuck Xbox, fuck all these Xbox, fuck every Xbox dead channel. Won't give a damn. It's PlayStation for life. You don't get it? Let's get it. Let's do this. Let's do this, my ponies. Let's go to war. What? Say what? Yeah. I say I double tip on The Last of Us. Woo. Yeah, I double tip on the director's cut. Woo. Double tip on every damn release. Damn right. Yeah, Jim Ryan is my motherfucking boss. The boss. Yo, and we don't care about no layoffs. Yeah, all the shine are gonna keep it on the low. Shh. We be sucking on every damn toe. Yum. Because Sony PlayStation gets the love. Yeah, so all hell Sony, we be your ponies. You can take my wife, you can take my money. I'm obsessed with the God of War. Yeah, all my ponies ready to go to war. The PlayStation high all over my head. Pentimeter PS5, 120 FPS. Blue team is the set, throw it up. I never had sex, I only care about sales. I said what I said. Woo! Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Yeah. I see you Xbox. I see you playing on Game Pass for free. Nah, man, we don't do that over here. We pay $70 a game. Yeah, you Xbox be broke. You so stupid, so goofy. Fuck you, Demo Flow. Fuck you. Like and subscribe. Yeah, if you wanna see me more on Demo Flow Gaming channel. Fuck this dude, I'ma pop in the shot every time. Yeah, but I'm here to show my pony love. And you with it. Say what, say what, say what, say what. Yo, hey, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Demo Flow Gaming Show, where I share my passion for gaming and keep you informed of everything that's going on with the Xbox ecosystem, Sony PlayStation, Nintendo, Luna, everything gaming, bro. So we back at it again, another Friday. I'm so excited to be back, and I'm here with the boys, of course. I am Desire, the Lord of Soul Content. How you doing, man?
Salutations and greetings, everyone. I'm doing quite fantastic today.
Let's go. I am Desire. Thank you for coming through. We got the Archangel Nexus in the building as well.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, chat? We talk games in this house, and the house always wins.
Brrrah. We got Paul Boss as well, man. What's going on, player? Good to have you back.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Love to be here. Love to give every pony the smackdown what they need.
Awesome. So yeah, man. Glad to be back. I see you shot down there, man. I see you guys, man. We got Jules in the building. We got our boy Next Gen Nero, man. How's it going? Good to have you around, bro. I see you doing your thing. I watched your review of RoboCop. That shit dope, man. I gotta go check it out. Jules in the building. Saying what's up, Illegal Dad. What's up, everyone? What's up, chat? What's going on with y'all, man? Dion Landon. Boop. Down goes the ponies. Let's get it. Thank you so much, chat. We're gonna be talking more to you as we go, on with the show. But I'm so happy to be back. As you guys know, I don't want to make this about me or whatever, but I wasn't feeling right. I lost my voice. I was going through through a cold or something. I don't know. And I was like, what in the hell? How am I gonna do a show with no voice? And it was just like weird. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, kill it off, and we'll be back next week. I also needed a break because I've been extremely busy with work and stuff, and the baby and all that. We've been going out more. So that's good, but also it takes a lot of time out of my usual routine of creating content for y'all. But just back at it again, man, on the grind here on these YouTube streets. I'm extremely excited to get going with the show, man. And we're gonna get, without further ado, into our first topic. Let me go ahead and add this
gameplay because I've been playing Final Fantasy. We get to talk about it, but the main thing that happened this week that I think it was the most important thing, it was the Outer Worlds 2 new prize. As you guys know, this was going to be the first game that Xbox released with an $80 price tag. Everybody was upset. You know how it is. The Xbox community don't really like this shit, man. And they're gonna speak their mind. Everybody was against it. There were videos being made, Twitter posts about like, how we are not gonna buy this game, etc. And you know what? Xbox, listen, they were like, oh shit, nobody is pre-ordering this game at this price. So we gotta go back down and fix the shit so that people start buying the game and pre-ordering the game because that's also important to them. Now, how do I feel about the $80 price tag in any freaking game? It could be GTA, it could be whatever. I don't like it. Now, that's not to say that I would never buy an $80 game because I believe that if you really want to play a game, you will go ahead and buy it. In fact, some people argue that they go and get the PS5s just to buy one game, just to play one game. I bought my PS5 because I wanted to play Spider-Man. A lot of people say that shit, and that's fine. You can really knock somebody down because they want to go ahead and buy a game and they didn't want to be left out. But in my opinion, it's not worth it to spend $500 plus to just, for one game. I'll look at the whole picture as a consumer and see where I'm being treated more fairly. And this is where I'm going to go. Because at the end of the day, one game doesn't really define, right, the whole ecosystem. And that includes your friends, their sales that they got in the store, the deals, all the things like Game Pass, etc. And that's why I believe that this is a right move because not a lot of people are willing to rock with $80 games, and specifically the Outer Worlds, because the Outer Worlds, even though the first one was really good, I really enjoyed. I have like more playthroughs that I like to admit on that game, and I thought it was an amazing game. Was nominated for Game of the Year that year, and all of that. I do believe that it was lacking in a few places when it comes to RPGs. And the same, I hope that the Outer Worlds 2 does a lot better, right? I really hope that they can, well, at least it looks like they're improving upon the first game, right? So it looks pretty cool so far. But $80 games for Outer Worlds, I mean, that Xbox and Microsoft's doing Obsidian dirty with that one because a lot of people are going to criticize Obsidian, but this comes from the higher ups, right? Like from Xbox.
Yeah.
Not even from Xbox. This is Microsoft saying, like, charge $80 for this game based on the resources and everything that we put into making this game. And I do believe that this is a right move. Now, the fact that they went back on the word, we got to give them the flowers for that, right? Because they were listening. But it also, we got to understand that doesn't mean they didn't try this. They tried me. Like, you try me, bro. Like, I know this does not affect us because most of us here in the panel utilize Game Pass. At the end of the day, we don't really give a shit. But you can be selfish as a gamer and say, listen, I got Game Pass, fuck the rest, right? Because there's people out there who genuinely want to play this game, and $80 might be a steep price to pay. And it's not right because if we allow Microsoft out of anybody to get away with $80 games, what do you think PlayStation is gonna do? What do you think Nintendo is gonna do? Is like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And this is all thanks to Nintendo. Thank you, Nintendo, for Super Mario and also for $80 games. They were the first ones to take this step, right? And people, Nintendo, you cannot trust Nintendo fans, and Desire knows this. He probably can go ahead.
My Lord, I know it. Yeah.
The fact that Nintendo guys don't give a shit, they would just like swallow it up, anything that Nintendo gives them, and they even defend it, right? Which is like, okay, I understand you like Nintendo, but if they doing something scummy to you, like you need to like talk, you need to say something because I mean, at what point are you going to scream, bro? At what point is it gonna hurt enough for you to scream? And this not only affect us, the Xbox gamer, it affects everybody because at the end of the day, Microsoft is truly taking over the video game industry. So everything that they do the industry will follow. We see it with the video game releases in all platforms. Now PlayStation is actually doing the same. Even Nintendo is doing the same. They're releasing the games on Nintendo and also mobile, some of them. So I mean, maybe Power Balls Desire wanna. What do you wanna say something, Power Balls? You can go ahead and do it. Chime in. Yeah.
What?
Desire. Go for it, Desire. What is it that you wanted to say
About what? I'm
about the
sorry.
Nintendo fans
Oh,
defending
the fact that they're still defending $80 games and they try to state that, talking back about it would never lead to anything. Here it is, proving that it does. It's ridiculous that anybody would honestly state that we should pay for $80 and then try to say, but inflation. That's not how it works, guy. I don't care. Why? And then there shouldn't even be games that are over 60, in my opinion. I believe that your high budget game should be $60 and your lower budget microtransaction filled games should be 40. Or if they are with microtransactions, like Call of Duty. Call of Duty should be a $40 game.
Yep.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Call of Duty, in fact, should be free to play because of the FPS. I mean, they could do what Halo did and do the campaign separately and charge you for the campaign maybe $30 or something like that, and then give you like I don't know. I think shooters should be, if they don't have a story, free to play. If they have a story, I wouldn't pay more than $50 for a shooter.
But it is good to see that they did walk back, especially since I
Of
fucking
course.
love Obsidian Entertainment. Like, with every fiber of my being, they made my favorite games of my childhood.
And that's the thing, that we're getting all the smoke. Obsidian was the one getting all the smoke, not Xbox. So, well, Obsidian washed out. Look at what they did with Avowed. Everybody called Avowed a bad game. I'm like, Avowed, it's not the best game, but it's also not the worst.
If you played the first game in the series of Avowed, which is, I think, Pillars of Eternity, it actually is not half bad, because Pillars of Eternity was a top-down game.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of Pillars of Eternity also had a lot of lore. And if you don't play Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, Divinity of Sin, then you're not going to get a lot of the lore in Avowed if you've never played them. So don't forget about that too.
Even though they did a great job explaining at the beginning of the game what everything was about, because you got to give them that. And they also respected the time, right, of the player. They tackle over incompetence like no other. I don't think there's any game out there who have a better system when it comes to what incompetence or your items and your inventory than Avowed. The fact that you can send shit straight to your camp, and keep playing the game without having the hassle of getting back to your camp and traveling for hours. I think that really was one of the things that I really make me enjoy the game more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Starfield needs some kind of flying droid or something like that, so that you can send your items back to your ship. That would be dope.
I have a huge problem storing items on Starfield. I go to my ship and I got everything thrown in there. I had to go through my weapons and shit because I run out of storage. The game also offers that you can leave things in a place and come back to the place and your stuff's still there.
Yeah.
So without getting off topic and talking about
Price.
Xbox going back in price, Power Balls and Desire, you can go first. Power Balls and already Desire spank a few Nintendos. What is it that you think about this decision by Microsoft? Was it the right call?
I think Vertanga said it best. Never let anybody tell you that complaining about video game prices does not work. You bully a company enough, they will bend the knee. The same thing with Helldivers 2 happened. They tried to do the PSN login forced on the PC after 3 months in, and look at what happened. They had so much of a backlash that they did the right thing and made a cape out of it for in the game, but they showed what the Steam review bombing did because of it, because so many people lost access to the game. People were enjoying it, and they all of a sudden couldn't play it anymore because of this. And guess what? A month later, they walked it back.
That's right.
So as far as $80 games go, no game should be $80 unless it's like a special collector's edition or premium edition or something like that. Games, I agree with Desire. $50 if it has a story, $40 if it's just an arena shooter, and if it has microtransactions, and if it doesn't even have a story or microtransactions, or if microtransactions are the only way to make it free to play.
Right. I have to agree with you, bro. Who in the fuck wants to pay more? We gotta stop with this video gaming culture, the pony culture, the support the dev culture type shit. Because at the end of the day, we're consumers buying the product. I don't see nobody arguing, when they go ahead and take a deal when they go to Aldi's and buy an apple and they get another one for free, or when Domino's Pizza has a special that buy one pizza get the other one for free. I don't see nobody saying we have to support the people sweating in the back making this pizza dough
Right.
so that you can eat. And then we get this in the video game industry because you guys are nerds. And that's a reality. You guys are nerds and you get played by everybody, by women and by companies, which is like crazy to me. Be smart with your money. This is not about spending more. This is about playing video games and spending your money smart. Okay? If games are $80, $160 will get you two games, right? If games are $50 with $160, you can get you like 3 games. So
plus cosmetics and microtransactions on top of that.
Yeah. Or a controller or a new system.
Or save for the next game.
Or save for the next game. Or go out and, have a pizza night. On top of your game that you bought and have like an amazing night. You bought a game and you're like, shit, I want to get into this game. Let me get some pizza. Let me get, some cigarettes and a bottle of alcohol, whatever the hell your venom is, and enjoy your night completely the way it should. Instead of like, come on, bro. And we understand that games are getting expensive, but it's also like if you speak with your wallet, they will go down on price. Look at Final Fantasy 16. I got it here on stream. It took them like 2 years to bring the game back to Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
The game is like 50% off now, or some shit like that. I bought it for like $30,
and it's the complete edition,
right? And it's Xbox everywhere. And you know why? Because they understand this game is old. You cannot sell me a 2025 car. A 2018 car like it's a 2025 car. Like when you go to the dealership, the price is different, and that's for a reason. It's because old shit is not worth as much, and we got to keep it real, guys. This is a game that is older, so if you come to another platform, you cannot act as if you were new because you're old. You've been played, you've been passed around, the train ran through you already, and you come over here acting like you brand new and a virgin. Now, hell no, it's not happening. Your price needs to go down because that's just the way the world works. So kudos to Square Enix for getting the price right for this game after a 2-year release. You got to give the flowers because they understood, right? Like, damn. So when you got to look at it the other way too. When Forza went to PlayStation, Xbox charged these ponies $70 for a 5-year-old game, and they went ahead and bought it. So listen,
they ate it up too.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to speak with your wallet. Look at Nintendo. They never gone back on the word except when the Wii U came out. Why was that? Because nobody was buying this shit. So when you speak with your wallet, it's when that you say, I make 10 videos about Xbox is bad. They don't give a shit. Now, 10,000 people didn't pre-order the game and they're okay, we're listening now. What's up? Let me go click on that Demo Flow gaming video talking shit about us. And it's not me giving the smoke. It's not me criticizing or nothing. It's just me keeping it real with me, myself, and my wallet. And it's just like, we don't want that shit. And if we allow them to get away with this, they will continue to do so. And, kudos to them. I think it's a big win that they went, they went ahead and did it. But also you got to understand that they tried us. And look, at the end of the day, companies will go ahead and do this because their point is to make money. We're going to throw this product out there and we're going to charge you $70. And then people can negotiate and be like, no, we're not paying $70 for this. We can only afford to pay $50 for this. And then the companies got to understand and communicate with each other and be like, you know what? Like, we got to come to an agreement in which, how much are you willing to pay for this product?
And I know Desire is sick of me talking about it, but look at Expedition 33.
Yeah,
great
that's
game.
Another thing.
It was cheap in price.
I may not be a
Sold
fan of
everywhere.
it, but again, yeah, like I've said, it is fully good. I don't like turn-based games. I don't. But
Exactly.
it's a
And
good
not every
game.
game is for everybody, but at least you
Mhm.
can appreciate that it is at least a decent game.
It's more than
Yes.
a decent game. It's game of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's game of the year material. It's game of the year for me. Um,
same.
and that's the thing, Power Boss. Thank you for bringing that up. And it's like we got games like Expedition being $50. We also got Oblivion, right? Remaster. That they call it remaster, but in my opinion, it's a remake. Very well done, very successful. Everybody's loving it, and it's only $50. We also got all the games like Hell Divers they came out like at a $50 price when first released in PlayStation and PC. And look, this is a sweet spot for gamers round. This is how much what gamers are willing to pay right now. So if you got a $70 game, it better be good as fuck. It better be good as fuck because you're gonna get criticized. So, anyways, Archangel, you got anything to say about this? How do you feel about the $80 price tag being reversed?
Yo, I think it's kind of funny because way long time you know Desire, you bring up Nintendo fans and how they'll eat that shit. Way back on the N64 days, I walked into my game stores back in the day, and they had Zelda 64 up at one point for $80. They had WrestleMania 2000 up at one point during its time for $80, and then they had No Mercy also same price. So it's like they're used to seeing those scary ass prices, and they don't really seem to care about their money. Me, I care more. I think gamers should be thinking more that like it should not be about flexing how much you spent. It should be flexing how much you play. And when you spend less money, strategic when you spend your money strategically, because it's not really just about keeping your wallet closed. It's also about opening it at the right time. If you
That's true,
open
too.
that joint on Steam, you know, if you play that joint on Game Pass and you buy it on Steam, that sends a pretty clear message right there that you're not gonna fuck around with no prices, that you're gonna be strategic with that shit. So you gotta also be smart about where you open it if you want to send a message, because it's not just about like going online, making videos and complaining. Because really the loudest voices in the room is like the people subscribing to Game Pass and the people buying on Steam. That's really the loudest voices in the room right now. All the people that are just like, oh, I'm gonna eat this, I'll buy $80, $90. I'll get a $1,000 console for 1-2 games a gen, you know, like all these different voices in the conversation. You know, if you got a problem with prices, me personally, you know, I'm a Game Pass user. That's how I'm speaking. It's like if I see a crazy game that I really want, maybe I might bend the knee. I don't know. Like I might be strategic still regardless, but it's all I'm going to Game Pass. That's how I'm speaking. So it's like if you have a problem with it, you should definitely just sign up for some shit that doesn't charge you anywhere near as much money. Speak that way. Buy that joint on Steam. Forget all this prices shit. Because it's that's too much. It's like you buying a console for $1,000 and then you're only gonna get a handful of games for another $500. Like we got the industry's got to really think about this.
Yeah. You don't want the games or several games that you buy to be as much as the console's worth. You want the games to be value over the console, even if they're cheap, so that you can have a large library to continue playing.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how much money we're spending on this. It's just crazy because it's not like people say buy the console, right? But it's not the console. You also need a controller pretty much every year. depending on the type of games you play, you need a different controller that might require more money. On top of that, you need to buy the games at $70 a piece. It's just crazy. And not only that, you need a display. You need a fucking display. You need to buy a TV that's capable of running your console, right? Or making it look good, and or a monitor or something like that. Then you need the other stuff that you need, like the chair. If you're on PC, you need a mouse and keyboard. That could be expensive, also depending on your setup. So it's just a lot, and it's getting super expensive. We got into this hobby because it wasn't that expensive. It's not the same as racing cars. It's not the same as parasailing. It's not the same as that shit require most money. Snowboarding, all of that. Every time that you go to the mountain, you have to pay. You have to buy your equipment.
I want to say that the last thing that people are complaining about in all of pricing, right? Gaming was never meant to be a luxury product. It is a recreational toy.
Right.
Okay. PCs are recreational toys, but they do also double as business needs on occasion.
Yep.
So that's why PCs should cost, or usually cost, more to get more out of it.
Right.
Okay. And I think that when people are looking at it, oh, $70 games, $80 games, whatever, we'll pay whatever just because we like the company, are stupid because they're turning it into a luxury instead of a hobby.
Well, but Reforge Gaming, he said the gaming is a luxury.
Don't even get me started with Karen. He tried to state that you should defend the devs that were fired because they took 7 years and didn't even build a game. They built a vertical slice.
Huh?
Yeah, I said it.
Oh, sanity
Fuck you,
maintenance.
Karen.
I'm gonna say this: sanity maintenance is not a luxury. Like if you trying to hold it down, keep it together, stay stable, that should not be a luxury. Fuck that shit. Like if you
and I don't
really
want to have to go into my backlog of games to have to spend money that I'm not going to enjoy the game because I had to pay exorbitant amounts just to get the game.
Yes, sir.
I play the games to escape reality and enjoy a story or enjoy mindless doing things like Call of Duty shooting people. And I don't go for achievements. I don't go for that. I go for playing with my friends. I go for the enjoyment of what the game has to offer, and I go for what relaxes me.
Right.
Don't let him lie to you guys. He goes for ruling and making fun of the I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna say this right here. One of my homies recently, he broke up with his girlfriend, and he was like, "Bro, do you have one of those consoles that you?" I was like, "Yo, I got my Xbox One in there. I don't really use it. I have it there just in case one day, one of my cousins come and they want to play or something. I can go ahead and drop it off, or you can pick it up." It's like, I'm like, "Bro, but you never been into gaming like that." I mean, we grew up together. It's like my bro. We used to play Super Mario on the Super Nintendo when we were kids, right? And it's like, you haven't played video games since that time, bro. What the fuck is going on? It's like, bro, you know what? I want to focus on myself. I want to save some money, and I just want to chill. I want to stay out of trouble. And look, that's one of the things. That's why you see all these things, these setups, like top male setup, and you see, like, I don't know if you've seen that shit on Twitter though, or Instagram. They see a room that is empty, only with the bed, a computer set up, and that's it. And then some fucking dumbbells, and that's it. Everybody's like that because you don't really need that much.
That's like a 20-year-old fresh out of high school bachelor pad when you first get a job and you first get your own place. That's what that is.
But it's also an optimal way of saving money, right? To staying out of trouble and staying out of the streets. So that's I think gaming is a very healing thing, but it could also damage you if you don't utilize it, because it's the right way. Because there's people out there who are addicted to video games who cannot do any outdoor activities or nothing because they just locked in. They're just about that gaming life. So yeah, I agree with you, Balbos. My advice is for people to play the games the way that they want to do, the way they want to play it for their enjoyment. Doesn't matter if you play your games on easy. Doesn't matter if you play your games on hard. Doesn't matter if you don't finish your games. All that matters is that you play, because you that automatically makes you one of us. If you are auntie, you are 50 or 60 and you play Candy Crush, come through the chat too, man. You're one of us as well. We'll welcome you. It is what it is, man. Gamers will be gamers, man. There's no gatekeeping here.
And don't let like these PlayStation fanboys tell you, gaming is a luxury product. You should be paying X amount of dollars for it.
Hell no.
Be strategic with your money. If you know you got 1,000 games in your backlog, you could wait. You don't really need it right now.
You don't That's what I said. And shout out to Nero out there. He's one of the people who say, like, I'm not subscribed to Game Pass because I do have a lot of games that I haven't finished. And, it makes you wonder. And people go ahead and hate on him or something because he's not subscribed to Game Pass. And I'm like, okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's his
who
strategy.
gives a shit, bro? Like, he got plenty games to play that he doesn't need to be subscribed to Game Pass to play those games, saving his money. Then when the time comes, he'll be back because Game Pass will bring you back. We got what? Wu-Chan just dropped.
Now
we got Grounded 2 next week. Oh, he'll be back. Everybody's
I
gonna
thought
be back.
Grounded 2 was. Oh no, it's the 29th. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's next week.
I'll be
Desire.
hopping
We're
on
gonna.
that with Desire.
Yeah, hell yeah. No,
Oh,
I'll be hopping
great.
in too. We're doing it too. Oh, I'm playing the shit out of that. I'm playing the shit out of Grounded 2. I don't know if you guys seen the snippets.
You gonna play at Archangel?
Probably. Are you Archangel?
Well, Grounded
Oh.
too.
Yeah.
Which
It
will
looks
make a world.
interesting. The thing is like my backlog is like retarded. So
Yeah. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know one way or another when I'm ever getting to a game.
Okay.
Everybody
Fair
is
enough.
backlog is crazy, man. But shout out to Sha here. I see you, P Lump in the building, the middle. Bobby, how you doing? Good to have you around, bro. As usual. We got Mob Fig in the house. Dímelo, homie. Oh, Bobby, we got Jules saying that's why I wait for games to go on sale, and that's that's perfectly fine. If you don't like a game at $70, maybe you don't have to take it out on the game or boycott the game. You can just wait for it when the price is right, and get it, bro. It's not about boycotting. It's not about hating.
And
it's
you can
not
do that
about
with everything except Nintendo.
Please. Everything but them. Those scumbags
Yeah.
of the earth.
We got Next Gen Arrow say a huge win. That's basically when we're talking about the price
$80
tag of the
games,
game being reversed. Lycos 45. Dímelo, what's up, Demo and Sha? How you doing, man? Jules here saying based on the trailer, there are tons of improvements. I think she's talking about what
Outer Worlds 2.
Outer Worlds 2, yeah. We've seen it. Lycos 45 saying, I think they will do $80 games once GTA 6 comes out for 100. Wow. That's a lot of people are talking about GTA being $100. I hope that it's not.
That better not be fucking
$100.
$100.
Not be, man. That'll only bring negativity around the
Because
game.
that's gonna kill. That's gonna kill
If
the
it's
game
100, I
industry.
can see them dropping it on Game Pass.
Bro, here's
They're
the
gonna
thing,
kill
bro.
that motherfucking shit.
These developers, they don't really get that if you give somebody a product, like you said, like it's not that expensive, and you can really get these players on microtransactions. You say your game, you want to charge $80. So how do I get somebody who bought the game for $50 to spend $30 throughout the life cycle of this game and more? You can go ahead and do that, bro. You don't have to like milk us like so hard, man. Like you got our legs shaking. We hold them for our dear lives. You know what I'm saying? Chill out, man. So, let me see. Cha. I love Cha. What the fuck?
I think it's wild that some of these some of these platforms is doing $80 and no backup. Like you don't got no type of Game Pass offering to back people up, that want to wait for a price drop or whatever. Like, how could you do that?
Because Steam has CD keys at the very least.
Right.
Okay. Right. And then there's always sale on the high seas. Then you have Xbox that has Game Pass.
You got GOG as well with crazy deals as well.
Yep.
Epic
that gives free games.
Free games. I mean, it's just like PC. The value of PC is not so much, right?
But when you come to the last two, Sony and Nintendo's online is crap in a lot of ways. Not only is the connectivity bad on most occasions, unless you're like, sitting across from the person that you're playing with, the online just ain't it. And there's a lot of things that are going bad with the Switch 2 aside from that. And then you have Sony. Yeah, they offer good games and occasionally a game drop here and there. Two times a month they'll do some sort of like 3 games two times a month that you might get a good game. But I mean, after they pulled Dragon Age the Veilguard, what did they do? They dropped it on the PSN.
Right.
I mean, it's hit or miss with them. Out of the 6 games that you get each month, only one of them may even be remotely with it.
We got Next Gen Arrow here with a comment here, and I agree with him. Happy I used my voice to complain about that $80. So happy that the Xbox community fought back. And look, I'm gonna go highlight here. Lycos 45, he says, I don't think they went back on the $80 because we were loud. I think they did it because the pre-orders were so loud. So the voice of your wallet is the one that you have to use. If you don't want something to happen in the gaming industry and you're against it, don't pre-order. Don't buy it.
See, I have
Force these developers to bring the price down because they will. They will if the game fail. What's up?
I half agree with Lycos on this, only because, yes, us four on this panel, everybody in the chat, we are the minority. Okay, we can only travel our voice so far. And,
I don't know. I could yell pretty loud,
but our voice can only travel so far.
Right.
Because for every one of us, there's at least another 100 to 1,000 people that are still going to go against us and still buy it. And what they're seeing is our voice is passing around the information that is making them double check themselves to those who would have bought it and are now not.
But you know who started this, Power Boss? Borderlands.
Yep.
Borderlands started this. And you know the backlash that they got?
Was Borderlands the first one to announce $80, or was it Outer Worlds 2?
I think it was Borderlands announced first $80. And then
either way, but they were the first ones to get backlash about it.
Right, they got backlash about it. People weren't, fucking with it, basically. And they came back and were like, okay, it's gonna be $70. So what happened? Microsoft, Xbox, they noticed and they were like, oh shit, we're not gonna be the first ones and the only ones to do this and get all the backlash while everybody's having fun. We're gonna go back and we're not only gonna do Outer Worlds, we're gonna do all the games that are coming during this holiday. Next year, though, might be a different story.
No, illegal dad. I'm not talking about Nintendo's Mario Kart World and $80 debacle of variable pricing. I'm talking about from Sony and Xbox doing it.
Yeah. So the voice that you gotta utilize is your wallet. But like Power Boss said, we are the minority. We speak. Other people, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, bro.
Even the PlayStation fanboys that are the loudest on Twitter and all of those podcasts that they have, not all of them are the majority. They can only pass their voice and to their community and their panel just like we are. They are the minority of PlayStation gamers, especially with the fact that there's 75 plus million PlayStation consoles out there. So, their voice only travels so far. They can only make it, as far as they can throw a stone and say, hey, don't do this or do this. And you can't sway somebody's wallet.
Yeah, that's their problem. That's the problem. And also, I cannot tell you don't pay $80 for this game. I don't think it's worth it. Well, it might be worth it for you. Everybody is maybe. I mean, I would not pay to play a game like Expedition 33. I'm just gonna be honest. I would not pay actual money, like say I'm gonna have $30, $40 to play turn-based games because it's not worth it to me, but it's worth it to many. And I'm glad I played these through Game Pass because it opened up my mind about, turn-based games as well. So shout out to Dave Reese. I see you in the building, man. Thank you for coming. Illegal Dot saying Starfield storage was mostly annoying because vendors hardly had credits to buy your stuff. That's also true. The vendors were broke as hell.
They did fix that later on in several different ways, aside from mods too.
Yeah, by the way, they have a new Starfield update. I think I reposted it on Twitter, and they added a bunch of other stuff. We could talk about it a little bit later if you want.
Two or three updates ago, they added in sliders to have vendors with more cash.
Okay.
Outside of mods. Mods still let you break the limit, but that's besides the point.
At the very least, it shows that gamers can make a difference at least, and that's important. John Dress, the artist in the building. What's going on, player? Go ahead and follow my boy John Dress, the artist. He's got a YouTube channel. He's been active in there. Illegal Dot saying Reforge is the biggest hypocrite. He said we should do what corporation says. Then he starts begging for a membership. I got him figured out. The thing is, like, he's looking for people who are cash cows, people who don't mind spending their money, and people who are okay with it, and that's how he lives. You know what I'm saying? He's looking for this type of people who go ahead and drop super chats and shit. He has, in my opinion, well, I don't know if I should say it, but it looks like he doesn't have any passion for games. He goes with the flow and follows the trends of the game that is being talked about. Like today, he's talking about Battlefield 6. When have he ever mentioned Battlefield 6 or that he played Battlefield in the past? He doesn't give a shit. I'm sorry. So E-Ranks in the building as well. What's going on, player? I see you, chat, man. Hey, if you're here already, man, hit the like button, subscribe, consider becoming a member. 99 cents only. go for it. Got plenty of content in there for you guys to check it out. Got music and all of that. Go check it out, man. We got Mo in the building. He said Pillars of Eternity 2 and 3 are GOAT level games. 1 and 2, I guess. Level
Yeah.
games up there with Icewind Dale. Yes, they are really, dude. 1 and 2, he said. He said 1 and 2. Yes,
Awesome.
right.
Thank you so much, Caitlin. Everybody give me
Hey, the wife. 6 Layer in the house. Thank you for coming. Happy Friday, Xbox Nation. It ranks with this comment here saying, I was playing the Outer Worlds on Game Pass anyway, but hey, the price drop is good news for everyone. Microsoft was wild with that one. Great news for those gamers. The $80 price didn't work out. And I'm glad too. I was playing like I said, it does not affect me directly because I do play on Game Pass. But what if one day I want to buy it? $80 is crazy, bro. Right. I'll see you guys. We'll continue reading the comments, but let's move on with the show because we're never gonna be. We're approaching the second hour, so we got the situation of Moon Studio, bro. Let's talk about this shit because I think Thomas Mahler is full of shit. It is full of shit. I'm gonna pull out the tweet here, and we're gonna get through. I know this being talked about a lot, but I think it's important that and I'm gonna give you guys my take and what I think happened here, dude. I think. I'm going to start off with this. This guy's begging for the Game Pass deal. That's exactly what's happening. He wants a Game Pass deal. That's all that is.
We can't
That's
see the
all that
tweet if
is.
you're showing it.
No, you cannot see Twitter yet because I haven't pulled it off. I'm looking for it literally. He has so much shit in here that is not even.
The only way that this can be, I guess, salvage is the word for it, after he made that BS statement, is honestly if he were to put out a tweet on launch day, the exact day that the Xbox is getting the release date. And I know he's not going to do that, and I know he can't do that because, according to him, he may not even be a studio worth it of porting an Xbox game to an Xbox platform later.
Here we
That's a travesty.
We got Ginger Prime here with a tweet. Wild news today as no rest for the wicked might skip the Xbox. That just depends on what seems to make sense for the platform. PS5 and Nintendo Switch 2 confirm. I wonder if this is more just Xbox becoming a PC at this point or what not.
Man.
What do y'all think? And then we got the original Thomas Mahler. I think this was from Discord. And he said, by the way, given the current market conditions, we might only release on PS5 and potentially Switch for the time being. We'll have to discuss things with Microsoft to see what makes sense for Xbox. Hold up. I know you want to say something, but I want to say here, he said might. You see the word might only release and he also said for the time being. So how do you go from might and for the time being to never? And Xbox being skipped. We got Drinkers guys making videos, MBG, all these guys making videos about Xbox being skipped when in fact they're not being skipped. They're just being not taken into account that much by delaying their port. Basically, because that's what he's looking for. He's looking for that people crying to Phil Spencer about this game not being on Xbox. Phil Spencer calling in and be like, what's up? Why is this game not on Xbox? It's like, oh, I need money for a port. And that's exactly what he's looking for. Okay? That's what he's looking for. So we also got one person here, which is one of the comments that I highlighted. Damn, what is it? Okay, here. Alan Wake here. This is the tweet. Alan Wake here. He said, it's simply not good enough. As far as I'm concerned, I won't be supporting any studio that skips Xbox to prioritize PS5 or Switch. I'll spend my money on studios that release games they want and don't treat the platform that I'm stuck with as an afterthought. Okay, so the thing is, like, people don't understand that the reason that people have Xboxes or PlayStation, it's because that's what they have. Maybe it's everything that they can afford. Maybe that's where all the games are. You know what I'm saying? And being stuck in a platform doesn't mean that the platform is bad. It just means, like, I don't have any other means of, getting the game in another platform, or I'm not willing to pay $500 or $700 for a PlayStation or any other console to play this game. Only to play this game. And look at Thomas Mahler's reply to a potential customer, somebody who's looking forward to the game, that if he releases the game on Xbox, he'll probably buy it. And he said
Desire is
this word
allergic to
here,
bullshit.
entitled
I'm
much.
sick.
Check this out. Entitled much. How are you gonna say that to somebody who's asking for you to deliver the product that you make and you literally live off? You know what I'm saying? This is literally your livelihood. And they asking you to bring the game and you say that they're entitled. In my opinion, the entitled one here is Thomas Mahler. And he said it costs a ton of resources to make full console port. As I said, ultimately will be on all platforms. You see, and then you will still after this tweet, we still got all these grifters making videos about the game not being on Xbox ever. You know what I'm saying? He said we'll be on all platforms, but that'll take some time. Moon is about quality above all. So if we do something, we want to take time to do right. So
Yo,
I don't know.
man.
This is my opinion, but I kind of want to see what you guys think about it. Desire, you can go for it. What's going on with this, man?
1 second. I've been a little busy. Well, what's going on? No.
The Moon Studio guy, Thomas Butler, that he's saying that you know, I don't know that the game is not gonna come to Xbox sometime or some shit because he
Bullshit.
needs, yeah.
It literally gets developed the exact same way. The port is the exact same. How many times do I have to tell people this? There is nothing significant between the difference between PlayStation 5 code and Xbox code. The Turk even proved it.
Yeah, it's
The
some
fuck,
bullshit.
man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. They're just looking for marketing deals and shit, man.
It's because they're getting they're like the Arrowhead Studios type shit. Those fucking
Mhm.
idiots. Moon is about quality above all. So if something, we want to take time to do it right. Shut the fuck up, Reforge.
All right, man. That's crazy. What's up with you, Power Balls? Let me know what the hell do you think about the whole situation here.
So I agree about Alan Wake's take, saying, "Hey, I'm a potential customer. I want it on my platform for whatever reason. You know, whether I don't have a PlayStation, I don't want to get it on PlayStation. My PlayStation library hard drive is full, and I don't want it to leak games because that's my multi-platform, like the Call of Duty machine. You know, whatever. My kids use it. There could be multitude of reasons why he doesn't want to get it on his PlayStation or his PC,
Right.
or even his Switch too, because we already see what's going on with the Switch. And for him to come out and say entitlement much, that's a load of crock.
That's
because
fucking bullshit.
We all know that he's waiting, like you said, for the Game Pass bag,
Mhm.
or to see what Microsoft is going to do. Because remember, No Rest for the Wicked, when they were with Moon Studios under Microsoft, there was sexual harassment and other things that were in the workplace.
Mhm.
As a legal dad just said, that Microsoft may not want to deal with them. So it may not be up to them ultimately to come to Xbox at all.
Mhm.
They just don't want to deal with it. And that's fine if that's what the case is. That's why it's not going to get published on Xbox. But for him to come out and say that it will be on all platforms eventually, so give us a release date.
Right. But the thing about it is like, okay, he can say that, but everybody's still saying that that the game is not coming. And how, like when he's out here saying like it'll
Yeah.
come at a later day because obviously we are
And
tight
people
with
like
resources.
Reforge and MBG and
Yeah, they
Dreamcast
still
guy.
say that Xbox is being skipped.
Yeah.
Like
And that's
that
stupid,
doesn't make any
'cause
sense.
it's
That's
not.
dumb. Yeah, that's
Now, I
really
will
dumb.
say also, to Desire's point, you know, knowing 13, 14 programming languages myself, the coding is identical. Every single one of Xbox and PlayStation since the beginning of the systems, the OG Xbox and the PS1, every single game is made on two languages, C+ or C#.
That's it.
And the only difference is because whether you're using the Orbit OS free BSD version on PlayStation or the Windows 32 architecture on Xbox, the only thing that's different is syntax. So it's not that hard to make a change here and there. Yeah, it's probably a lot of lines of code to go through depending on how large the game is, and it will take time, but it is not impossible, and it doesn't take that much effort.
Yeah, I think this is a bunch of bullshit. And he, like I said, he's just trying to get a deal. He's trying to get something out of this, man.
Oh
What's up
yeah,
with you,
absolutely.
Archangel, man? What do you
Bro,
think about the whole situation?
I'm gonna keep it real. This shit is mad frustrating. Like we do this every year.
Mm-hmm.
Some developer steps out of the shadows and just is like, "Hey, look at me. I want attention." Like we do this all the time. This is fucking marketing. That's all it
Yep.
is. It's marketing. They want the bag.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Desire said.
Also, Archangel, correct me if I'm wrong, but since the Xbox Series X and S and PS5 and PS5 Pro launched in 2020, for the last 5 years, there has been a developer every single year that has come out and said something bad about Xbox for one reason or another. Black Myth
Practically.
Wukong and Game Science. We got Thomas
Right.
Maller for No Rest for the Wicked.
Right.
I mean, and this is coming from developers, not the mouthpiece fanboys.
Yep.
And what
And
happens
that
every time? The same thing happens every time. Phil Spencer gets on a flight. He goes over there. There's a conversation. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, it's so easy to do this. I made it happen. Look at the magical thing I did. For you Xbox fans, it's a bunch of bullshit. These guys probably already have a version that's ready to go for Xbox, and they barely had to put any work into that shit. Once they started to play, is it coming out for PC? Can somebody answer this question?
of course it's coming on PC. It's already on early access on Steam.
Okay. All right. So how is this still like you're a developer, right? And this is your profession. How are you telling people it's not coming out on Xbox? It's coming out for Windows, bro. Like you literally have the Xbox version in your possession. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how this is the problem with the industry. All these professionals, they've known since 2016 that Microsoft and Phil Spencer that they all, combine their teams together and they're creating a unified platform. They've known this for a long,
Yep.
and they've had plenty of news come out from Windows Central about Core PC. All this information is out there, right? We got Helldivers on Xbox because of this, and you're still coming out and telling people this bullshit. It's because they know the idiots are gonna believe it. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
fall for it and they're gonna ignore the facts. It's coming to Xbox. In fact, I'm gonna tell y'all this: from this moment forward, nothing that's developed for Windows is not coming to Xbox. How about that? That's
Brrrah.
fact. That's the
Talk that
future that
shit.
we're living in. And from here, this moment on, you have to live in that future. There is no arguing around. Welcome to reality. Fucking shit. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I got you, man. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. A lot of people are saying that these games are not common, and the argument, right? The Dreamcast guy and all the everybody who made videos about this shit without because this is the thing. These content creators that want to make a video right away as the news are being announced, they don't even give it a second to marinate and to actually find out whether it's true or not. And then they get caught in bullshit like this. Like you had literally a whole video talking about how Xbox is shit and why developers don't want to port to Xbox. And the developer is right here on a tweet telling you they're coming to Xbox. How fucked up in the man you gotta be, bro? How
Let's
stupid?
let's also not forget also, okay, if they don't release on Xbox day one, and whether they took a bag or not, whether Thomas Mahler doesn't release this game on Xbox for a certain period of time, the first test is going to be Black Myth Wukong when it launches on Xbox a year date. Because they decided that they were going to all of a sudden take a Sony bag and release it 1 year, whether it was taking a bag or not. Release it on Xbox later, they're going to prove how much they're going to lose sales because people have already bought the game, they already saw the performance issues, and the people that do buy the game, because there'll be some, are going to show exactly how bad the performance is or how good it is. And from what I've seen, it hasn't improved since launch in any significant capacity. And if they're going to skip out on Xbox on launch day one hype, then they're literally going to be shooting themselves in the foot by people who are going to know about the game. They're going to look at port reviews. They're going to see all the Open Critic and Metacritic scores and read the reviews there. And they're going to say, okay, this game isn't for me, so I don't have to worry about it coming to Xbox.
Yep. They lose the FOMO. And here's the thing. You got to use FOMO to your advantage. Okay. Putting games, right, in every platform at the same time is actually what's working right now because everybody wants to play with their friends on their own terms, right? So the game
Right.
sell, like, take for example, Forza went to PlayStation. That's right. Everybody criticizes Xbox for it. Who gives a shit? More people get to play a game. Awesome. What happened to the numbers on Forza on Xbox? They increased as well because you got people connecting through the game with others in different platforms. So the fact that these companies are still doing shit that is killing them, like exclusivity, like, okay, you're selling consoles, but you're not selling games. The whole point is to sell games. Games, I mean, this is all based in games. It's not about selling plastic boxes, it's about selling games. It's about people playing the game. Sometimes it's not even about selling the game, it's about engagement with the game. Some games, they don't have any sales. Like, I would say, like Apex Legends, it's free to play. They get the money off of microtransactions. And why? Because people are connecting and engaging with the game. And then they see the one thing that they be like, oh shit, I'm going to buy this for $5, $10 or whatever. And that's how they make the game. But they give you a free pass. But once you're there, you got the opportunity to spend your money however you want to spend. You got $50 that you were like thinking about buying one game, but you decided to play Apex Legends or Warzone instead. You can go ahead and utilize that money to buy bundles and buy shit that you like within the game that you know that you're gonna be playing all year long. So I think that we're seeing a shift in the gaming industry, and I'm thinking that all these developers are finally realizing that being in more platforms is beneficial to the games and to
And
their studios.
I think Honest Gaming in the chat hit it on the head. PlayStation games selling poorly on PC is the reason being because there is no more FOMO because they wait 3, 6, 9, 12 months before it comes to PC. And the
Yep.
first test that we're going to see of a brand new game is Lost Soul Aside.
Yes, sir. We're gonna see how that game is. That game is probably gonna be doing good.
And when that game comes and sees the numbers that that's going to do for a small game that's taken 10 years of development, damn near,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure PlayStation are going to rethink their single player strategy on PC day one.
And on Xbox and on everywhere too.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I
going to
mean,
come with Black Myth Wukong.
yep, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen eventually. I feel
Oh,
like
and
the
Drivers too. Let's not forget about that one.
yeah. Whole divers. And it's also the other thing that they put the pressure on Xbox of being like, oh, Final Fantasy 16 didn't sell as much. Well, it's like 2 years old. It's being played out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you expect people to be hype and look
And
forward to?
it's also a single player game versus a multiplayer game too. That's a big
Yeah.
thing.
There's also a harsh metric here that I got to mention that affects all of these numbers that ponies are throwing around. You know, like you have the majority of the games in the entire world that come out every year across all 4 billion like people that play games. 5% see 1,000 players and up. Like that's insane. You got $300 million riding on games, playing around in that gambling field where it's like, oh, am I gonna have 0 players or am I gonna have 1,000 players? Is that even gonna be enough? Am I gonna be in the 1% and get 1 million like Astrobot or get 3 million or 30? Like this is a gamble from top to bottom. You could be a AAA dev, you can come in, get 500 players only, and not even be in the top 5%. So it's like when you're talking about like this shit that's happening with these dudes announcing exclusivity, it's marketing because it's like you get your voice above the discovery of 5%, of 6%, 10%. You get that shit into the 1% where people now are seeing your name mentioned everywhere, where otherwise you would have had to pay millions of dollars in marketing to get that same kind of discovery reach.
Yes.
You
And
feel
it's
me?
like,
So it's like a lot of developers are doing these stupid little things for the purpose of marketing because getting in that 5% is like, what are you gonna do? You got to do everything you can. So a lot of them are doing the whole Xbox S is weak, or they're doing the we're
the
not
Series
releasing on
S
Xbox.
is not good.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'm gonna say this, and this is a trend that's going on with developers right now, and this is like talking shit. That's a trend that they got right now. Talking shit to get the game out there? How do I get my game noticed? Because this game is being out there on early access. Nobody was talking about it up until now. Nobody gave it shit until this guy said, listen, we're not going to go to Xbox. So that's the way that they gaining traction, right? By speaking negatively about other things, grifting about other things, and not showing up with the games. The other case that happened was the Splitgate dude. The Splitgate 2, right? The dude, he came outside here during the games, Gamer Fest, Summer Game Fest, right? And this Call of Duty called Halo Mediocre, all this shit. So now he pulled the game back into beta because he lost his players. The game popped up, popped off. Everybody was like, oh shit, Splitgate. But then people realized, like, okay, hold on. So you're criticizing Call of Duty, but you have a bundle that is over $100. You're criticizing Call of Duty, but you don't have a progression system. You're criticizing Halo, but you don't have a progression system. You're criticizing Call of Duty, but you still do the same shit that Call of Duty is doing with the microtransactions. You still got cheaters. It's the same shit. So you're not doing anything different. So all you got was clout, and now your game is out. And that's how it works, okay? And it's the same thing for every game out there. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk, okay? So if you're going to talk shit, you're going to say something, your game better be on point because people are going to criticize you more. That's right. You're going to get the cloud. You're going to get the initial sales, but eventually people are going to find out that you are full of shit as much as the other ones. So who they rather stick with? The shit that they know, the shit that they used to play. Okay, I know Call of Duty shit, but I know for sure that we're going to get a new season. I know for sure we're going to get new weapons, new events, new skins. Yeah.
Let's keep it real here for a second. You got these games coming out where the developer has like, a mostly basic multiplayer shooter where they have few systems working together to create their gameplay loop. And they're standing up against Call of Duty that not only has many modes, but it has many trees of mechanics and systems working together to create their gameplay loop. And you're not even up to par with that basic, comparison. Like if you're not even mechanically on their level, you shouldn't be talking. Like, I don't care. You can have the prettiest game. Your gameplay loop could be so simple and clean that it's like, okay, this is pretty fun. You can't look at a monster like that. It's got mad different systems and loops working together at the same time to create their, the Call of Duty experience and be like, oh, my shit is better than that. Because the audience is going to look at your game and be like, oh, well, this is missing, this is missing, this is missing. Like you can't do that. Because now you're telling them, oh, so you're not trying to be like them in any way. That means that you're not trying to you're not trying to actually have all these cool mechanics. That's what you're telling me. That's basically what you just did.
I mean, just like with Final Fantasy alone, okay? When they came out with 15, what was the biggest change from 13?
I don't even remember because I'm not a Final Fantasy guy. I think Final Fantasy
went from turn-based to action RPG.
Why? Why would they do that?
And in doing so, they did it even further with Final Fantasy 16.
Yep.
And people are saying, okay, so you're comparing it to other games in the system. Look what happened when Expedition 33 came out. They were all criticizing the fact that it's turn-based, which is what Final Fantasy is mostly known for, along with their stories.
And then didn't they make Final Fantasy VII's remake action instead of turn-based?
And it got backlash to all hell. And even Next Gen Euro, when he was on here, said, I was right. And that's why Final Fantasy is not doing well.
Because it should go back to what it's known for. If
exactly. And
like you build a community off something, so why the fuck would you change it? That's like making Call of Duty a fucking looter shooter. Or not, well, I mean, that wouldn't be terrible. But like if you were to change Call of Duty and you made it a instead of an FPS, you made it a racing game or some shit.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense.
I think it would be more like making Call of Duty like XCOM.
There you go. Like
XCOM would be cool. Okay, I like XCOM. I want more XCOM games.
Desire, if you're gonna mention things being terrible, we need to come up with better ideas that are terrible because your ideas are great. I would actually buy all of them. You got to make a worse argument.
All right. Yeah. How about this? Call of Duty becomes a card-playing game.
Nah, hell no. So get the fuck out of here. Get him out of the shot. No.
I don't know. Me and Boss would probably fuck with it.
Yeah, you guys will fuck with it, but there are only two people who will fuck with it probably. So you die on that threesome, but that's it.
Yeah, it's just be me and Power Boss.
All I'm saying is, man, stay true to the game. Stop talking shit as a developer. Don't look for cloud. Just be nice, bro. Like you these other games, you're dissing their fan base too, because you're telling, okay, Call of Duty shit, right?
It's in a
And
bad space right now.
yeah, but you are offending the people who love Call of Duty when you say Halo is shit. Even though we might agree to an extent, you are offending, right? Because I mean, we can talk about Halo being bad or Call of Duty being bad and shit because we're fans of the franchises. But who in the fuck is you?
I will
And you
also
come
like
up
to
with a
point
new
out.
game that is not even half as good. So
I would also
that's
like
what
to
to do
point
with it.
out when you come out with a new game, say it's another FPS like Call of Duty versus Halo, okay?
Mhm.
And then you have this off-brand game like X Defiant that comes out, and the fan base and the developers are coming out and saying, "Oh, this is going to be the next Halo killer or COD killer."
Mhm.
So then when the game comes out, you're looking, okay, how is this a COD killer? What does COD have that this doesn't have, and what does this have that COD doesn't have? And which mechanics do you weigh
Right.
better than the other?
You know what's a COD
That's
killer?
the problem. That's
You
the
know what's
problem.
an actual COD killer? Fucking Battlefield, and it fucking took such a massive leap back that even though Battlefield 6 looks good because they actually have destruction, I'm not pre-ordering it because I don't fucking trust that damn company.
I must say something.
And if you
here,
don't
bro.
believe him, I used to play Battlefield to
Mhm.
train
It
for
was
Call of Duty.
amazing.
Same.
Battlefield is fire.
Yeah, I used to play Battlefield over Call of Duty during the Xbox 360 days, during the Xbox One day. But the fact is, man,
Bad company.
Battlefield, yeah, Bad Company was a
Battlefield
shit.
2 through
Battlefield
Battlefield 1
3.
is amazing. Battlefield 3, Battlefield 2, Bad Company, Battlefield 3,
3,
Battlefield 4, and Battlefield 1. All of those are good. I almost forgot there is another Battlefield that's in between that nobody needs to
5,
remember. All right,
5,
no,
2042.
five is after.
Modern Combat.
There was one. No, it was the one where it's cops
Oh,
and robbers.
Hardline.
Yeah,
Hardline was good.
Get rid of. No, it was
yeah,
not.
Yeah, hard
What do you mean it was
Yeah.
not?
No,
Bro,
it was not.
no, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Look, I literally
I
play
played it
all
for
of them.
500 hours. No, it's not.
Day one, I go day one in all Battlefields, and you say like, "Demo, you so stupid." You go day one for these Battlefield games. They come out buggy
Gotta go, my
and
kid.
all of that. Yeah, you know what? I do because I do know that one thing that they do is that the game gets better with time. Battlefield 4 was a disaster when it released. Battlefield 3 too was a disaster when it released for a few months until they patched it. Battlefield 4 was terrible for
Lot of
a
crashing.
whole year. For a whole year, you get rubber banding, you get crashes, bunch of bugs, all of that. But you know what? Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3, I consider the best Battlefields ever. But along with Bad Company too. And why is that? Because they continue to work in the game and they fix it on the way. Now, Battlefield 1 was awesome from the beginning to the end. I totally enjoy Battlefield 1, even though I don't really like World War One weapons and equipment. I thought it was I don't like it. So I spent the whole time in that game sniping pretty much because that's the only thing that reminded me of like, okay, you can snipe. Okay, so fire.
Yes, sniper. That was my class. Yes.
That was my
We
main
would've been
class.
a whole team of snipers, yo.
And
for
I
real.
always been a medic and engineer in Battlefield, but I decided to snipe that one Battlefield 1, and I truly enjoy it. Now, Battlefield 5 came out. It was all right. It was okay, but it wasn't, I don't know. It didn't hit. It didn't hit the way that I thought it was. 2042, I thought it was going to be great. It ended up being a disappointment. I still own it. I play from time to time. Now, the thing with this Battlefield is they gave us a trailer, right? And I'm going to play the trailer right here as we speak about Battlefield because it was actually funny. There is another one of the topics that we were going to cover today. We're going to talk about Battlefield 6 and our excitement for the game. Let me see. Let me go ahead and look for it. But if you see here in the trailer that I'm going to show you, there is not one piece of gameplay, bro. There is really not gameplay in here at all. There's really nothing going on here that shows you what the game is gonna be playing like. It's just crazy that the game even has a release day and everything, and we're not seeing gameplay. I know there's leaks out there, but you give me a CGI in engine trailer, no gameplay. So my trust of the get go is really low for this game. My excitement is high,
And we can say the
right?
same thing for the latest Battlefield Black Ops 7. Or not Battlefield,
Call
Call
of
of
Duty.
Duty. Black Ops
Exactly.
7.
Same shit. Same shit.
Nothing but
Put them
CGI.
both. Put them both together. They
Yep.
haven't showed nothing. Now, this is an indication, right, based on the trailer, that we're going back to the roots of what make Battlefield an amazing franchise, which is like destruction, revolution, classes, right? They're actually communicating and saying that they're gonna have two modes. One mode is gonna have classes with weapons tied to the class, and another mode is gonna have more freedom to how you want to play and what weapons you want to pair with whatever class you're playing. So this is a good start based on what I see. It has naval combat. I see the four wheelers. I see the destruction. I see the return of something like Levolution, which is really like one of the greatest things that modern Battlefield has brought. Like you see this bridge breaking down. You know the map is changing. You know you're gonna be playing different when these big events happen in the Battlefield. So I'm excited for it. Now the thing with Battlefield is like
Now,
people don't understand.
Didn't the last Battlefield 6 trailer have gameplay in it though?
No.
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. But I'm gonna say this: the thing with Battlefield is it's like notoriously buggy games, guys. And why is that? Because Battlefield is on another level. Call of Duty, what does Call of Duty do? Pairing 5 people versus 5 people in a small map. You got Warzone, you got zombies, awesome. But Battlefield, what they're trying to do is a game that is
They got
tightly
destructible buildings.
destructible buildings. You also got destructible structures. You got objectives in the map that you had to destroy or take over or something in order for you to change the tide. And you also get the team work aspect, like giving ammo to your teammates, reviving them, all of these things, sharing health, providing them with information, cover, etc. All those things is what makes Battlefield Battlefield, right? And these are the things that they failed to do in Battlefield 2042 and Battlefield 5.
Don't even
They
get me
didn't.
started with 5 and 42. I'm
Yeah.
Shout
still
out
mad
to
about
Dark
those
Angelic
games.
for the super chat.
I think they dropped the ball in that one. But let me get the super chat with Dark Angelic. I didn't see it, man. And sorry, my boy.
How
He
dare
say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Final Fantasy. There you go. That's right.
Fact.
Shout out to him, man. Thank you for the 2. So what I'm trying to say here is like the fact that we got people comparing Battlefield to Call of Duty and calling Battlefield the Call of Duty killer is never going to happen. And you know why? Because
They're very
Battlefield
different.
is a different game. Thank you, Archangel. Call of Duty guy mentality here. It is run around, kill, slide, shot, do crazy shit, quick scoping, all of that. It's not gonna fly in Battlefield. You're gonna go in Battlefield, try to do all that shit. You get blown up by an airplane or a tank or or a mine or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's different gameplay, more strategic. Now we're living in TikTok times, right? And now nobody has time. Nobody has time. Battlefield matches go for 45 minutes, bro.
You're comparing, yeah,
Depending.
it's comparing
Mortal
game
Kombat to
that-
Street Fighter, completely
yeah,
different
it's-
games.
I
It's
wouldn't
a
say-
comparison.
I'd say more like Tekken because it's bigger
there
and
you go.
it's an arena.
Right. So what I'm trying to say here is for people to say that this game is gonna kill Call of Duty, it's not. This game is gonna lead right next to Call of Duty because people who play Call of Duty like shooting games and they're gonna go ahead and try. Now, some people may actually make the whole transition and be like, I'm now a Battlefield player, but some people that play Battlefield are gonna be like, now I'm a Call of Duty player because I'm tired of this shit. It's the same shit every year. And people who play Battlefield for a long time, for decades, like I played Battlefield since 2006. You know what I'm saying? I've been playing Battlefield for almost 20 years. So when you put that into perspective, bro, I've been through it all, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. So I can tell you right here, right now, that this game is gonna get criticized like no other game, specifically by their own fans. And this is a problem that we're seeing in all franchises. Not only Battlefield, Call of Duty, but also games like Halo and even Gears of War. And I'm living through it all because I'm part of all of these communities in a deeper level. In the fact that I'm in Discord, in their servers, and we get together, we play games, we run matches, do all these things together as a community. And I can say, and I can hear people complain, you know? So yeah, super excited for Battlefield. The game is gonna be bashed. It's gonna come out buggy. There's gonna be rubber banding, connection issues, desync, you name it. It's gonna have it all. But ultimately, I believe that the game is gonna push through because they had no other choice. Also, we got EA behind Battlefield with crazy expectations. They're expecting 100 million players, and I'm telling you right here, right now, they're not gonna make it. If this is one of the requirements for the games to keep going forward, Battlefield is not going to make it in that sense. And I'm gonna start on that. Like, in order for Battlefield to reach 1 million players, they're gonna have to be on mobile as well. And not to mention that they're competing with other games like Delta Force, which is very, very, very similar to Battlefield, that's coming to consoles, and it's also free to play. Not to mention the Battlefield 6 is going to be a $70 game. Shooters, $70. Again, we're doing this. Shooters, $70. Call of Duty gets away with it, but we know that the Call of Duty has been doing this for years, every year. But Battlefield's been absent for years. Now it comes out here with a $70 tag. They bid it. They better get it right, man. That's what I gotta say, because I fucking love this game, bro. I fucking love Battlefield. I love the shooters. Y'all know Call of Duty, Battlefield, Apex, all that shit. But I do love Battlefield, and I do hope that they pull through. Now you guys can go ahead and say what you want. I'm done. I hope it succeeds, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I got
Somebody-
memories.
Somebody's button.
That's Archangel over there.
Yeah, he's
Good over
button.
there.
Archangel, you good,
Yo,
bro?
I got memories of Battlefield. I think called it
Yeah,
Modern
and-
Combat back in the day. Was that the original, the old?
Yeah,
name?
Modern Combat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I used to play that shit all the time on the old school Xbox. Yeah, yo, it was that. I've been in Battlefield for a minute. Like, the game is fire. Like, being able to have a fight out of a fucking hole in a wall in a building, not knowing if you're even gonna be able to get out of the damn building, and having to defend that spot from motherfuckers trying to approach the building, like, and then the chaos of the building coming down on you if you stay too long, just like all of that shit is it's what makes Battlefield really truly special and different from Call of Duty. And I think it'll do fine, over time. It's going, like, we gotta expect some. They're scaling across, they release across all platforms. They're gonna release it and then they're gonna scale into those platforms. That's just how it is. So I figure that this is just gonna be the same way again, and whatever.
Yeah, I do agree that Battlefield is different, man. Do you guys have anything else to say? Desire, what's your take on it? I know you're excited for this one.
So
What's going on?
I am happy that they are finally going back into the stuff that made Battlefield. Destruction. They're going to have the ability of your guns are able through everything. There's not going to be these fucking operators bullshit that I didn't like in 2042. So I feel like it's going back to what it should be. I can't state if it's going to be perfect or not.
Yeah.
Because obviously we haven't played it, and 5 was terrible. 5 was so bad, and then I played 2042, and even though I believe it's a step up from 5, it still doesn't have anything close to what 4 and 3 and even Hardline had. And 1 had more destruction.
Yeah. No, one was flawless. Flawless game. It was
It
really,
wasn't
really,
flawless.
really good.
It had some flaws, but
But it was really good. It was really well done. Like, today, you go play that game, and it still to this day looks amazing.
Yeah.
And it still plays amazing. They really, I think that's the best modern Battlefield. After 4, I think that's the best. Yeah. And we got Zena here saying Call of Duty as a farming sim. Get out of here, Zena. Thank you for coming through. Woo. We're gonna read some of these chats and then we're gonna continue talking. What about you,
go ahead.
Balbos? Are you excited about Battlefield before we get into the chat?
I played as my first one, I think it was Battlefield 3. I actually got into the beta before that game launched. And I think I told you about this once before, that when I played it, it was the first time that they had class systems in Battlefield. And I played as the sniper as well, because the recon class had the radio that you put down for the respawn points,
Oh, the
and that was
beacon.
the radio that I worked on in the military at the time.
Holy shit.
And when they actually fully released the game, most people don't know this, in the beta, when you put down that radio, the antenna wasn't there.
Yeah.
And when the
Yeah.
game actually released, the antenna was there, and it was the actual antenna that I actually worked on, and the detail on it is amazingly outstanding.
That's one of the things that Battlefield does better than most games. It's the detail when it comes to
Even Call of Duty
grade stuff. Yeah, even better than Call of Duty. The sound of the guns is identical to the actual guns. The design of the guns is like more hardcore military shit, man.
I don't think I played Battlefield 4, 5, and Hardline, but I did go back and play Bad Company 1 and 2. Bad Company 2 is one of the Wise favorites as well.
Bad Company 2 is the best
man.
story.
And those
The
games
best stories.
are absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, the best story. I think they gotta go back to like making stories like Bad Company 2. It was fun. It was a fun, generally funny game.
So I've got high hopes for this one to go back to its roots and do it right. And I know Desire hates Borderlands for multiple reasons, but
Randy
I will-
Pitchford mostly.
yeah. But I will say, as far as Borderlands 4 goes, the only thing that I am seeing
Freaking ruined aliens.
The only thing positive about Borderlands 4 that I'm seeing is the mix and matching of gun parts. That's the only interesting mechanic that they're bringing in, and I think it's the only thing that could even remotely make the game worth playing.
Yeah, I'm gonna play anyways. I don't care what any of you have to
it.
say.
You couldn't pay me to touch that shit.
It's hit or miss for me on that one.
Yeah, but I'm cautious too, because now that we got all these games coming
and
out,
I've played all of them too.
Yeah, now that we got all these games coming out, you get to pick and choose what you're gonna play. That's another thing that Battlefield 6 had to deal with. All these shooters releasing during the same time period, and it's gonna be a fierce battle, right, between all these behemoth of the games.
Yeah, it's tough.
This is gonna be Borderlands, Battlefield, and Call of Duty in the same year.
But didn't you know that you have to wait a whole fucking... You're going to have to wait a whole year if you play on PC to get GTA shit.
Oh, man, get out of here. There's so many games to play, bro. It's crazy. The Black Kaiju in the building.
I'm going to laugh so hard if GTA 6 is play anywhere on Xbox.
I would laugh too.
I would love for that to happen. That would be like amazing.
Fanboys would be like, no.
I actually have question about that.
You're botting. You're botting.
He's doing fine. He said he had a question about that. What is it, Arcane?
Okay, what is it? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know how long the delay is with audio, but if Windows and Xbox are essentially starting to combine architecture and present the same architecture, regardless of what platform, then wouldn't PC get GTA through the Xbox side?
That's what Play Anywhere is. If it does end up happening, we don't know if it's going to be Play Anywhere or not. If it's not, who the fuck cares? I'm just going to wait to be able to play the game with mods and looking better and with better FPS.
Yeah. I mean, we got so many games coming out that anybody could wait for any game for whatever amount of years, bro. We got so much in the middle. And I know, GTA is special, right? It's a special game, a special location for gamers. So I do think that they should go ahead and, bro, like just drop this shit everywhere, man. Go crazy with it, bro.
They could.
Go crazy. They could. They do have another year though, and they haven't said nothing about it.
They haven't said a damn word about what it's going to be released on and if it's changing or not. So I don't know.
We'll see. But if it's Xbox everywhere,
Rockstar's been unusually silent.
Right, but if it's Xbox everywhere, that'll be a huge get for Xbox, dude. Because you know how many people would just buy an Xbox to play GTA for a year, then sell it and go back to their PCs?
If it's Xbox Play Anywhere, then fucking...
Of course, because you won't have to buy the game twice. Of course, that's what I did with Final Fantasy 16. The reason why I bought Final Fantasy 16, which has been on sale for many times in freaking Steam, $30. It's been $30 for a long time, and I didn't buy it, but I bought it on Xbox. Why? Because I didn't have to buy it twice. I just bought it on Xbox, play it everywhere. That's it.
That is true, Space Shot. They haven't said how GTA Online is going to work, or if we're going to have to wait another year for that as well.
I remember Pony saying Conquer would be a Halo killer. Who said that, bro? I
X Vault.
don't know. Xbox be wilding out lately, bro. We need to put a stop. We need to put a stop. We got Space Shot in the
Everything is a
building.
Halo killer with these guys.
Farm of Duty. They just trying to kill Halo so bad.
Remember when Killzone was a Halo killer? Remember
Hell,
when
that's the
Resistance
whole
was a
two
Halo killer?
games.
I
Resistance was good.
remember.
Good.
Remember when Haze? Remember when they thought Haze was killing Halo? Remember Haze?
Yeah, during Reach. During Reach of all games.
Oh, that purple
What a
haze
time
is
to
what
pick.
really killing them in the head. That's what it is. Oh, the pony purple haze, purple pony haze. Space Shot in the building saying, "Damn, Battlefield 1942 was the first one I played. I loved it. People actually cared about the objectives back then. That's another thing. The culture back then is different. We got people on the mics cooperating with each other, saying, "I need ammo. There's an enemy on the hill. We got a tank coming. Take cover, guys. They shooting something." But we don't get that nowadays. These kids don't speak on the mic. They don't. It's just so boring these days to be a multiplayer game. It's not the same, and that's another thing that could affect Battlefield 2 is the fact that it's a team game, and the fact that people are not communicating as much could be detrimental to the game. So that's another thing. And some people don't understand that you get into a community like Battlefield and people take that shit seriously. I'm like, you're literally right here next to me. I'm dead and you're not reviving. And it's like, what is it? You're trying to get kills? Why do you pick medic? Medics are supposed to be support class. You're supposed to like be in the back and of people getting killed. You behind cover, reviving them so that you can continue to push or defend an objective. So the fact that you got all these medics trying to get kills, it's just like bad for the game. You're supposed to be in the back, and you're supposed to allow the other classes like engineers and stuff to push forward, and you out there defending them. So it's like a more complicated game. It's not a brain dead type of game that you can just pick up and understand how it works automatically. It's just like it takes work, and it takes respect for the community, right? And playing the game properly is something that they really you know take serious in that community. So if you're not, that could turn off a lot of people, right? The way that people play now is like, bro, why am I gonna play Battlefield? Nobody revives me, nobody gives me ammo, the sniper is not spotting, we got people camping, like what the fuck is going on? And that could also ruin the game. It's not the game itself, it's the people. Communities are the ones who ruin the game. Who ruin Call of Duty? It's not the game being bad, it's people cheating, playing like assholes, playing like bitches. You know what I'm saying? Not going out there and actually playing the game. Like who ruined games like Mortal Kombat? Fucking spammers throwing projectiles, using the fucking camos in fucking weird ways, and not playing the game, properly. And it's okay for you to play the game the way you want, but you gotta understand, like, you have to have some sense of like fair play, and that's something sportsmanship, right? That you have in like sports and stuff, because you can play baseball, and when somebody's going from first to second, you can trip him, right? And that might not be like a fall, or it might not be a call or something, but you can play like a total fucking asshole and ruin the game. You know what I'm saying? And people, sadly, that's what they do. They ruin communities and games because they play like idiots, they cheat, they're not honest with their gameplay, and that's what ruin community as well. So as a gamer, you have to be conscious and be, the give the right example to other players, especially if you are a veteran in these communities. So that's another thing to take into account now, specifically with the times that we're living on and how people act when they play games, bro. It's crazy. You got people in Forza crashing, like they just play just to crash and ruin everybody's gameplay, not playing the game properly. You know what I'm saying? It's just annoying. Annoying little shit that is part of the game, but it's just like, yo, there's some shit that you don't do, you know? There's some shit that you don't do when you play with others. Let me see. We got another topic here. We can talk about this. How about this? There's some rumors out there about more Sony PlayStation games releasing on Xbox, and the culprit is none other than Lego Horizon. How do you guys feel about this? Do you think it's coming or not? This is just a rumor. It's not being confirmed or nothing. But do you think that PlayStation Guys, do you think that PlayStation is gonna continue to port more games to Xbox and all the platforms, of course?
Oh, absolutely. It's gonna happen. Lego's just the first one, and most Lego games are already on Xbox as it is. There's very few Lego games that skip Xbox.
Yeah.
They're the
I
prime example of
mhm.
devs being able to make the same programming language, changing the syntax, and making everything compatible with everything that they need to do. And with the new upcoming Xbox PC hybrid that they're talking about, which I feel and Lemon feels is going to be revealed next year and then released sometime in 27, that's really going to tell whether or not, because right now they're talking about, most of the talking heads on the PlayStation side, that if a game is going to be multi-platform, they got to make for the Xbox Series X, Xbox Series X. They have to make for PlayStation. They have to make for Switch too. They have to make for PC, and nobody's going to want to make all those different code changes for all of them. Well, with this Xbox PC hybrid, they're making it more Windows-like, so they're now only going to be making 3 copies instead of like 6.
Hmm. Yeah, interesting. Any other takes, guys?
I think
Nobody
that
gives a shit.
I think Lego Horizon is just the beginning. I fully expect that they're going to start posting all of the single player games next when it's reached the max saturation on PC, and they just want more money because they're not going to be able to make enough releasing one game a year the way
Yeah.
that they're talking about with tentpole titles. That's going to be sustaining their business model enough that it's going to be able to fund from year to year without porting to Xbox more.
Yeah, and that being said, we can also expect more Xbox games to go to PlayStation as well. And we already know about this. We know these Sony ponies have been grifting over it, calling it like, I don't know, like Xbox as a way of saying that Xbox is dead. And once again, they shooting themselves in the foot, and they also setting themselves for failure once more because you never know what these companies are going to do. And also, I wouldn't put my hands on the fire for any of these companies. When there's money to be made, they're not going to leave any money on the table, and that's
I
just
got
a
one.
fact. What's up?
I got one for y'all PlayStation fans. I'm gonna say it one more time.
Holy
If
shit.
it comes out for Windows, it's coming to Xbox. That is
Hmm.
a finite statement. It goes across the board. It's cutting the hedges off, evening it out to a flat top. That is a bottom line. If it's coming out for Windows, coming to Xbox. Y'all need to just let it go. Pony's got to let the exclusive word go. It's timed,
Yeah,
regardless of what it is.
I do agree with that. Here's the thing too, and why I think Sony PlayStation is going to be a little bit less shy when it comes to Xbox ports is because of the next generation. And I'm pretty sure that they know what's coming. And it's the Xbox PC hybrid that is gonna be running Windows game. It's not gonna be Xbox anymore. Xbox as a console. It's gonna be Xbox, but more like a PC, which is gonna really tear them apart, and they're gonna feel like, damn, we got no way out, so we might as
Yeah,
well
but
just freaking do it.
what are we
It's
talking
happening.
about here, though? What are we talking about here? We're talking when people say console, they're talking about low level coding,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
Xbox hasn't really been all that much of a low level coding platform since the Xbox One, and less so as they've gotten to the series. So it's like it's really more about the software now than ever. It's even about the software now on the current console that's out right now. So it's
yeah,
like what people are saying about, oh, it's not going to be a console, whatever. Like it's like whatever it is right now, that's what it's going to be, but with more cool features, and you get to do way more cool stuff.
right.
I don't really see like the humongous like, oh, it's losing its side. No, it's getting a more powerful identity, and it's
No, it's
getting your
not.
games.
Yeah, that's the narrative that they want to run with. That Xbox is losing their identity, and I don't think it's a matter of identity or not. It's just a matter of progress, right? Like
Right.
sometimes evolving doesn't mean that you stop being who you are. It just means that you get upgrade. Like for example, if you are somebody who works out, evolving for you means like not having a belly anymore and possibly getting a six pack. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna be demo anymore. I'm gonna continue to be demo with a six pack, if you know what I'm coming from. So I think the same thing, the same transformation is happening with Xbox. I think they are going to improve. And I think that this is the way they should go. If we think about it, what's a more powerful thing place that we can play games and where games run better than everything is on PC. So if Xbox want to be more like PC, that means that they're gonna be able to run these games better, and they're gonna be able to, like Arcane just said, have more features, and be a better product without without stopping being who they are. And now, if you think about it, Xbox identity is not only the games, but it's also Game Pass, it's also a service, it's also Xbox Play Everywhere, it's also the cloud. That's the identity, ability to access games everywhere you are. That's literally their identity. Now, Sony PlayStation identity, what it is? Exclusives. That's it. Do they have
And
any
that's not
exclusives right
necessarily a
now?
good thing.
Do they have any exclusives? I mean,
And it's going away.
they're literally going away. Death Stranding 2 will be releasing on Xbox sooner or later. We also have more games like Helldivers coming from PlayStation to Xbox. So you cannot have a developer come out here and saying like, I cannot port a game to Xbox because PlayStation, which is like Xbox Nemesis, right, is literally porting games to Xbox. So who in the fuck are you, anyways? That's what I'm trying to say here. And it's just like all this narrative gotta stop. At the end of the day, this is what the future is gonna be. And you hear it right here. Maybe first for the first time before the cops come get me. Right? Everything is gonna be compatible with everything. That's the future. You're gonna be able to play your PlayStation games, whatever the fuck you want, and you're gonna be able to play your Xbox and Steam and whatever other platform games, whatever the hell you want, and that includes Nintendo. And I'm saying from here on 20 years, Nintendo is gonna fall in back into here too because that's the progress. It is what it is. Back in the day, we didn't got no Wi-Fi. You had to use dial-up. Put the cable in there. If somebody call you on the phone, you had no internet. Internet will go out.
Facts.
But now you don't have to deal with that. It evolved. Now you got routers that provide you with Wi-Fi. Sometimes in some places, you can just walk down the street and literally go to Starbucks and connect yourself to the internet. Back in the day, you had to go to a cafe, internet cafe, go sit down, check in with the lady in the front. All that. I mean, I was there. You might be too young, guys, but I was there. And everything is going to be changing. Now, gaming, what's really the core of gaming? The games. Games need to sell. What's the best way to sell games? Have your people play everywhere because it's easier for me to say, I'm going to spend $50 on a game that the homeboy is playing on another platform so we can play together and I can still play it on my preferred platform than saying, okay, you want me to play Helldivers, bro? Hold on. I'm going to go to GameStop, get a PlayStation 5, play Helldivers. That's it. How many people are going to do that? Not that many, but how many people are going to go ahead and be like, oh, Helldivers, $40 on Xbox. I'm going to go ahead and play with my pony friends. You know what I'm saying? It's just like makes sense. And that is the fucking future, guys, whether you like it or not. Exclusives are fucking done. Everybody doing exclusives right now, they're doing the wrong thing. Okay? I'm not saying that exclusivity is going to be done. We're going to still be facing time exclusivity the same way that we see it on Netflix and Paramount and all these other, subscription services. PlayStation, Nintendo, everybody's going to fall into place because this is the future of gaming. The thing is that Xbox did it first, which is why they get criticized. Now, when Nintendo and PlayStation do it, oh my God, they're doing what's right. Because that's the narrative now. When Xbox did it, they got all the backlash. But now we got people like Matt Piscatella and what was the other dude? Chris Drink in a podcast earlier.
Yeah, I gotta skedaddle. I'm sorry.
You gotta get out.
Yeah.
Right,
Peace
man.
out, then, Desire.
Having you.
Yep.
Feel
See
better,
you next
yo.
week, dale, Bobby. Feel better, yeah. So we got people like Matt Piscatella and Chris Dream that had a podcast not too long ago, and Matt Piscatella was explaining how the strategy of putting games everywhere is working, And as a result, we got more companies, right, following into this model, and that includes Square Enix, that they were doing exclusivity with Sony, and now they are not doing exclusive content for Sony. They rather have it back everywhere, and that's just a
I
fact.
got a
That's just
question.
how it is, man. Yeah.
PlayStation gamers, tell me, and I'm going to specifically ask PlayStation 4 gamers, tell me, how does it feel to you when a game comes out on the Xbox spectrum of hardware, playable, regardless of how? Where if you're, because Xbox has 100 million people, from what Chaos said, between the Xbox One all the way to the series, just the consoles, right? So tell me, how does it feel when you see a game come out for the whole spectrum of Xbox and for PS5, but not for PS4? How does it feel when a game comes out for Xbox before PlayStation 4? That is the cost of exclusivity. That's what we're talking about here. When Matt Pizzicato is talking about exclusivity is not good for the gaming, it's also how it affects you, who already like I don't know how many people bought PS4s, but it's affecting you. This exclusivity bullshit. You know how many RoboCop fans right now want to play that joint on PlayStation and they can't because they haven't had a unique version made for it. I don't know. There's a bunch of games that are playable on PS5 that are not playable on PS4. That shit
Isn't
don't
Helldivers
feel
2
good.
one of them?
I believe it is. That doesn't feel good, right? So it's like exclusivity, even on a hardware level, is not even, it doesn't make sense no more.
And even on the Xbox Series consoles, you can play backwards with everything that Xbox has ever released, 99% of it.
Right.
I mean, I personally own a game on disc that is for the 360 era that can't be played on my Series console. Yeah. And it's not a live service game. It's a single player JRPG.
Right.
Is it Resonance of Fate?
No, it's actually called Magna Carta 2.
Oh, damn, that's a really rare one.
Yeah.
What happens? You can play it?
No, it's just not part of the backwards compatibility program. I don't know why.
Yeah, but
and it never got added.
They did stop that.
Yeah,
for the time being, the backwards compatibility stuff, and that's another thing that I hear
said this
people
moving forward. Moving forward, if they find a way that all your old Xbox OG games, all your 360, all your physical discs from the past generations can be somehow uploaded to some sort of a digital library for you, and physicals are indeed dying, that's the only way that I can see them moving forward with the next Xbox Prime console, because most PCs don't have any sort of a CD-ROM drive anymore when you buy new.
Yeah, it has to be that way.
You're not going to be able to play those games anymore, and you're going to be stuck with the Series consoles. You're not going to upgrade.
Again, part of the future is physical is going away, whether people like it or not. Why is video games are still doing physical? And I'm not complaining though, because I know you guys love your physicals and I could care less, but music, movies, series, TV, all of that, like they dish the DVDs.
I will say this: there's very few games that I actually care about the digital. I'm not talking getting collector's editions and getting all of the bells and whistles that come with it, like statues and things like that. I'm talking about just being able to say, hey, I went to GameStop, I went to my Walmart, I went to a local game store, and I physically bought the copy of the disc. Not games like Doom: The Dark Ages where it's nothing but a small file that you have to still download the game. I'm talking like everything is fully playable on the disc, even without a day one patch.
Right. That hasn't happened in years.
Right. I think especially on all platforms.
This issue with the physical games is actually a lot worse than many people realize. It's not even just like, oh, well, a lot more people are buying this versus that. The whole infrastructure for physical is crumbling. Yes. Retail discovery and hardware discovery is crumbling with retail. And being that on the internet, there's more digital discovery on the internet than physical. It's like taking a huge chunk out of physical. So the whole infrastructure is crumbling with it. Whatever companies were making discs, they're going away. Like the whole thing, even down to like the box makers is crazy. Like, so it's like, if they don't have the shelves to put them on anymore, they have very little compared to before. Yeah. And it's decreasing every year. And then on top of that, the infrastructure that creates those products is the actual materials that's crumbling too, then it is what it is. It's like you got to adapt. And right now, 4 billion people is thriving through the internet and through mobile and digital. So it's like
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So it
you gotta do what you gotta
Yeah.
do.
we were doing wrong.
Different times, guys. Different times, and I think we gotta
Right.
get on with the times, and we gotta get used to the way that we are consuming games right now.
Like I said, I'm no stranger to digital games. I don't mind them, and I can fully wholeheartedly agree that we're going into an all digital age, which is perfectly fine. But for somebody like me who is old, who has physical games out the wazoo of all my older
Right.
games, I want some way to still preserve them. So it means for me, I'm never going to get rid of my Series X because
Of
if I
course.
get rid of that, then I'm not going to be able to play all my back catalog of physical games if the new Xbox doesn't have a CD drive. Or, like I suggested, some way that they can register your physical games so that you can go ahead and then, hey, uh, upload them to some sort of a server where you have your library now all digital. And
All right.
I don't have to keep the physicals anymore.
I want to ask you a question too. How much time a week or a year you spend playing those old games that you already own? How many times a year or how many times a week you go back to playing those games?
Depends on what the game is, but
In
probably
general, how many times you go and you like, oh shit, I feel like having a retro night or some shit like
every
that.
once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Yeah,
But
not too often because
not too often.
I'm usually either playing with friends or doing something constructive or
Playing what's new, right?
being
Playing
here
what's
and
new,
playing
the
what's
things
new.
that come. Right. So here's the thing, man. That's one of the complaints that I hear a lot of people saying about like the libraries coming, the digital libraries or the physical media, and how they're gonna lose their libraries when the time comes that we need to, transition to a next generation, all digital, all of that. And it's
Hmm.
like these games are still available for the most part digitally.
It's not the fact that you're going to have to rebuy them, that it's not available. Okay,
Right.
it's talking about games that you have already bought physical that you now want to make digital. If GameStop or Xbox do some sort of a program, say, hey, if you go and you want to trade this game in, you can either A, get a refund, or B, no transaction is made, but instead you'll be given a digital code for that game instead for your library if it's
Oh.
available,
Right. So what you're trying to say is that
so
the
that
way that they
you're
can
not
fix
losing your game.
this is like, okay, I have the physical copy, give me a code, or and that
It,
so that
it
I
is
can keep the game digitally for the
it,
future.
it is
That
not
makes
the
sense.
problem, but it is a problem.
It is a problem. Yeah, and I do agree with
I've
you, bro.
seen
Like if you
I've
bought
seen some.
something, go.
Oh my!
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen some data to suggest that they're working on a native Windows solution to that problem,
Hmm.
and there's some data to suggest
Now
that they
you
could be
get
working on a
fantastic
blanket
job.
library solution.
Mm. Hmm.
So it's entirely possible they could just digitize your library for you.
All right, but the other thing is like it's hard because how many times you bought a game physically, played the game, and went back to GameStop to get a refund and shit. So it's like if they go by all the games that I registered, right, as a games that I played, like they're gonna have to give me a bunch of codes because back in the day, back in
Right.
the 360, I used to go buy a game, return it when I was done with it, and that's it.
Renting it at Blockbuster, renting it at Redbox, renting it at all those other places, and then that's not including friends when they have the game and they come over to your house to play it because it has a multiplayer like
Exactly.
old Halos or
Yep.
Battlefields or Bad Company or
Or whatever.
even
Mortal
Call of Duty,
Kombat. We used to
and
take the CDs. Yep.
you just want to play split screen with your friend or same screen in the case of Mortal Kombat. How are they going to register that, hey, you physically own this game? It is physically yours. You no longer need the discs, but you still want to play them. How are
All
they
right.
going to make that transition from physical to digital? Is what I'm worried about.
Right. I agree with that before, but I don't know if you remember back in the day when you I had a what is it like a Super Nintendo, And
Yep.
when I got the 6.4, my cartridges didn't work anymore, and I lost literally like the ability to play those games in newer hardware. I
Yep.
think we're getting to the breaking point, and I
Yeah.
think we're getting to the point that in order for us to move forward, you need to let go of the past and be like, we are moving forward. If you like retro, you can keep your series, you can keep your 360, you can keep your OG Xbox and PS2s, you know, and we are gonna draw the line here and say, boom, all of that shit is gone. We're only thinking about what's fresh and new. And they can literally do that because it's been done in the past. PlayStation 1 games didn't work on the PlayStation 2, and so on and so forth. If you think about it, Nintendo 64, from Nintendo 64 to GameCube, like it wasn't gonna work.
I'll
One
keep it
uses
real.
cartridges.
Because
Yo,
all of
I'll
them
keep
are
it real
different
though, bro.
formats.
Exactly. Back in the day, people had no problem, right, with switching to a platform and knowing that you were gonna get fresh new
Yeah.
games. And now we're faced with, even though you even have access to these games that you didn't have access back in the day. Like you couldn't play Super Nintendo games on the 64, but now you're able to play all games on computer. On PC, you can go ahead and buy something. I don't know, Half Life, the first Half Life that came out. It's a long ass fucking time ago, but you can go or play one of the 1999 Tomb Raiders that came out on the OG PlayStation 5, PlayStation, original PlayStation. And you can go ahead and buy that in there and play it. And especially on sites like GOG, right? You get to play those old games. And I think digitally would totally get rid of a change of format that we were faced through the 90s and early 2000s. So I mean, we had to move forward. It's kind of sad, but man, I mean, remember when cars used to run on what is it, like petroleum, and we'd have to make the transition from
I think
petroleum
realistically,
to gas, and now from gas to electric. Shit got to move forward, bro. There's no other way. And I know people are gonna get upset. I'm a grease monkey myself, and I love gasoline, right? I love when my car, I turn it on, brum, 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 all that shit. But motherfuckers now with a Tesla, the car is loud, or with an electric car, the car is louder than mine. I'm like, bro, like, how is your car electric? It's louder than my car because now they put like fucking speakers to make a sound, to make a nice sound. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, your car is electric. Why is it making that sound? So it's just a matter of like, progress. And I think we're moving forward. And like we always say here in the channel, the way that we consume games might change drastically in the next 10 years. And I think it will. It's going to go from mouse and keyboard to maybe something else, because we've been using mouse and keyboard for a while. We've been using controllers for a while. I mean, I remember back in the 360 days, we didn't get shit like this with buttons in the back. Back in the 360, I never seen this shit. Not only that, I got buttons here too. I didn't get shit. I can go on the computer or even on my Xbox and adjust my dead zones and the tension on my sticks. It's just like we're living in a different world. And I think that gaming is changing. We just got to understand that it doesn't mean that the games won't be accessible anymore, but it just means that it gets better with time. Because I'm going to tell you this, like, I remember using the claw grip. I don't know if you know the wall bouncing gear, the original crew, you have to get the claw grip and you shoot with this one. It was weird as hell. It looked like this. And it will fucked up my fingers. That's why my hands are all fucked up. Now I don't. Now I got buttons in the back. And I'm going to tell you, I'd rather do this 100% times than breaking my fucking fingers. I think I have trigger finger arthritis or some shit. This finger is fucked up. I can't even finger blast no more. It's so fucked up. And it's because, it wasn't ergonomic enough. And now that it's changing, doesn't mean that it's going to get worse. We got to understand that shit is advancing and it will get better. Games are running better. Games that didn't run well when they dropped, they running better now. Cyberpunk, for example, when it first came out, it was ass, and look how it runs now flawlessly. It's really good. So that's what we're trying to say here. Don't try to fight the progress, right? Embrace it, because at the end of the day, we're still gonna get these games coming. Now, we are also facing a generation that is completely different to us. And they might not be into gaming. Remember when everybody was into rock and roll and everybody got mullets and they used to wear this tight, like with no sleeves shirts with things around the I don't know, they put the hair things in here, they put a bunch of shit in their arms, everything looked like Michael Jackson beat it video. Right? It's not like that anymore. People now get short haircuts. People now, it's different fashion, everything is changing. So gaming will change too. And we got to preserve it in a way that we continue to be excited and happy because games are releasing, and show our kids and the next generation how to love video games, because there's a chance that the newer generations are not into gaming and we can lose it all. Remember arcades? We don't have any arcade machines. We have like several places here in Florida, at least that I know, but only a few that are like dedicated for people to go in there and play in the arcade. Back in the day, you had an arcade machine every fucking where. Everywhere. You go to the mall, you had arcades. You go to a freaking store, you go to a barber shop, they have arcades. Everywhere they had arcades. And now, what do we get? I don't know who's making that sound. Oh, Archangel. I think it's making music. It sounds like I think it's just I'll mute you in a little bit, Archangel, but let me just drop this bars in here. It's just the progress, something that you cannot fight with and be against it like that because it's gonna happen regardless. So, in that note, I think we had a great show. I think we
But
enjoyed
see,
it.
like I said, when they went from the Xbox One to the Xbox Series S, that was all digital. I had the same complaint then that I have now. It's fine to
Mhm.
go all digital, it's fine to not stop progress. But for those who are a physical collector, like you were giving the example with cars earlier, going from petrol to gas to diesel to electric, at some point, you're going to have to make concessions. Are you going to keep them just for show?
Mhm.
Or are, in the case of gaming, you going to try to make a technology that you can preserve it?
Straight up.
Because eventually those discs are going to be subject to rot. They're going to get damaged. They're so easily damaged just by water, ruins everything that's on them. So, it's not so much that I'm afraid of progress, but in doing progress, there's also ways that you can move
Yeah.
forward with
And leave
still
shit behind.
preserving the old.
Right. It's just like you say, the way forward is to move forward, of course, but without forgetting where we came from.
Exactly, because
You know,
the famous quote is, "Those who fail to remember the past are doomed again in the future."
exactly. And I just believe that gaming is a beautiful thing. And I'm gonna show and teach my kid how to love video games, how to care for video games. And I think everybody should go ahead and do the same. It depends, bro. As a father and family man, you got to show your family the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? When it comes to games, like I said earlier, everything has to have a balance. You cannot go, the addictive way, right? That gaming could be very addictive and very detrimental to your well-being as well. But if you balance it well, it could help you, release stress, take your mind off some personal shit that you might be going through, give you confidence. You can feel confident, like powerful, empowering you, right? Like video games can do so much for you, but they can also hurt you. So I'm just, I'm just happy that I'm a gamer. I've embraced it. I used to think that um the gaming or being a gamer back in the day wasn't cool, right? It wasn't the cool thing to do. You love playing video games, you're a nerd, you get no pussy. That's literally what people used to be back in the day. But now I think that the newer generations have embraced gaming and they have accepted gaming as a hobby, as an official hobby eventually. And if you do it properly, man, it could you can make money off of gaming, bro. Become a pro player. You can take it as a sport and have a perfectly good career You can do content creation. There's so many good things that come out of gaming, and I think there's more good things than bad, obviously. So that's what we care so much about this, because we are really passionate. I'm not speaking about Battlefield because it's breaking news and it's gonna give me clicks. I'm speaking about Battlefield because I love that shit. I played that shit for 20 years. I died many times, have many kills, got many tags, took many tags, got my tags taken all the fucking time, made it to Colonel 100 on Battlefield 3. That was like the shit. You were caught on a 100. Oh shit, I'm scared. You got two Colonel 100s in there. That was like, that's a passion. And I get goosebumps talking about shit like this because it's like real shit that we love. And now when I get off of here, guess what I'm going to do? Play fucking games, totally enjoying Final Fantasy 16. I know a lot of people didn't really care that much for the game. As an RPG, the game is ass, honestly. But as an action adventure game, I was saying it here behind the scenes, I'm enjoying it more than God of War 2018, which I'm still like halfway through the game, and I really don't like that much that game. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not, it didn't hit for me. I think the combat is the best thing about that game, but the rest of the story and everything is not, it hasn't clicked. But I think Final Fantasy 16 is a good action adventure game as an RPG, very poor, which is why it got all the backlash. But I'm enjoying the combat. I think is the thing that I'm enjoying the most. The combat and the story is decent. Don't care too much for the cinematics, but some of them are really cool. I was showing some of the gameplay here where you fighting with the Titans and all of that. It's just like, oh shit, that there's some cool stuff.
Oh yeah, I know I
definitely
beat
in
it.
there. There's definitely some cool stuff in there. I think the game, it's pretty decent for $30. I'm super happy, bro. Now, if I spend $70 in this game, I'll probably be complaining a little bit more. I just keep it real. And I think that's one of the problems that we're facing right now, right? Like these games have such a high price tag that you're getting all these people, talking negatively about the game because they being affected by like, oh shit, maybe for $50 this would be a 10 out of 10 game, but if I had to pay 70, I'm starting to notice some cracks here and there. So now it's not, you know what I'm saying? And yeah. Archangel is lagging. I see you down there, man. It's all good, man. You're good. Show is pretty much done. We're just wrapping it up. But thank you so much for being part of it, man. We try to get you back in here to do the outros. But yeah, really enjoying Final Fantasy. The demo, I tried the demo, and the demo doesn't look anything like the game. The
demo doesn't do the justice for the actual game.
The demo looks ass, like it's straight chicks, bro. But the game is actually pretty good. I like the fact that you keep on the sense of progress that it gives you, right? Even though slowly paced, you start unlocking these new abilities.
Pacing is very bad in 16.
But the new abilities that you gain as you every milestone, it feels like, okay, I'm playing a different game. I'm not trying to spoil it, Power Bosses, you know what I mean? But every time that you go through what you're going through, right? You find a new way to play the game, and it's just like, oh wow, okay, good. I'm playing a different game. So when I started, I wasn't feeling it, but then I unlocked something, and I was like, okay, I could deal with this. Then I unlocked something else, and then
I want to say the game really opens up periodically, but then it becomes completely stagnant with once you get to.
I'm not there yet.
Once you get to about the last quarter of the game.
Right, it might be stagnant.
Yeah.
But so far,
the only thing I haven't tried is the DLC.
Right, I have to do that. So far, if I'm like 30 hours in, right? 30 hours in, I'm a little bit over halfway because I know there's 50 quests. I'm on quest 32 or something.
Right.
No. Yeah, 32, 33 quests. I got like 20 more quests, give or take. Yeah. So I've been doing all the side missions. They're easy. I like how they respect the time and allow you to fast travel back to the person who gave you the quest. That's one of the parts that I like.
A lot of the complaints with 16 was the fact that it is a vast open world with hardly anything going on in it for 9/10 of the time.
Oh yeah, no, there's really nothing going on. It's just going from point A to point B. There's really nothing else that you can do in the world, which I appreciate because the game is long anyways. So I'm like, I'm not trying to spend no time in the open world. That's one of the reasons why I picked it up. I was watching reviews and people were saying this is a game that even though it might not be too deep, it respects your time. Even though it seems like it's disrespectful to your time on the pacing, when it comes to the gameplay and doing side quests and stuff, it actually respects your time. And it's like, okay, we're not gonna make you do a bunch of stupid shit, like having fun at the beach with your party.
Sometimes it does.
But it's not like 7.
No.
Rebirth make you do a bunch of stupid shit, mini games and shit you don't want to
Yeah.
do. Obviously, I really
Constantly.
don't want to do no shit. But it's like, okay, what really grabbed me, because I do like what is it, 15, which is the
Yeah.
one in the car. I do like that one a lot. I think I like that one better than this one. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be honest with you.
I like 15 better.
15 is actually dope. 15 is
Yeah.
actually dope. But this one, I'm digging it. If I gotta give it a rating so far, I'll give it a 8.5 out of 10. Easy.
Okay.
9 out of 10. Yeah,
I
I've been
think by the
enjoying it.
time I finished with the game, I got down to about a 6.5.
Oh damn. I hope I don't go on like that, because I'll definitely drop it if it goes
Yeah.
down like that. Boy, so far so good. I've been enjoying it, but I'm also in a different mental state.
True.
Let me add that too, because I've been sick. I haven't
Yeah,
been
yeah.
as active. Up
So you've
for
been just playing games.
multiplayer games, right? Like Gears. I've been playing Gears, but mostly like, like horde mode, stuff like that. Not really engaging in the action multiplayer like a lot. But I'm in the mind state that I wanted to chill. I want to do something chill, relaxing. And I think Final Fantasy is a very relaxing game and that I give them. It's relaxing. The music is very, very nice in the game with the, what is it, like the guitar that
The
they have.
music in Final
The
Fantasy
music
games
is
is always good.
fantastic. No,
Yeah.
but in this one it's fantastic. I really loved it. Yeah. I love the tone. I love the characters. I feel like they did a good job for an action adventure game. The fact that you cannot fuck with your stats, your equipment that much.
The story does great in all Final Fantasy games to some extent, but the music always hits.
Yeah, the music is really, really
the music
good.
always some of the best top tier.
And I think that's what hooked me, because you aren't riding your chocobo, right? And you get that little, music, and it's just chilling, super good. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming through. I think that's gonna do the show. Powerbo's gotta go. I gotta go play some games, do some stuff. Thank you so much for everybody who showed up. We got Dion Landon in the building, Space Shah. We got Decide as well. We
Mr.
got
Glass,
Jules,
Mr. Kima.
Zena, Mr. Kima, Jules, Sin. Bro, so many of you guys here showing love, man. Really appreciate you, man. Shout out
that
to
like
you.
button on your way out, y'all.
Yeah. Before you go, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Gotta work on a new video. I actually had a video and I did something and destroyed everything. And yeah, I don't know what happened. I must have clicked something. I didn't save it. When I come in the next day, trying to like work and with ideas and shit, I lost everything. And it was really heartbreaking. So that's why I didn't upload this week. But it is what it is, man. Sometimes you just you can't be dwelling too much on that. I fuck that. I make one better. You gotta have this attitude. What I had was nice. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put in work and do something even better and greater. And just try to give you the best possible content that I can. So yeah, you guys, Power Boss, you got anything to say before we go? Oh, he just did the sign. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. It's your boy, Demo Flow. Checking out. Whip it, flip it, you know how I get it. Game Pass Day 1, no wonder that you jelly. I press A, I download, and I play. We are not the same, Sony ponies gotta pay. I press A, I download, and I play. We are not the same, Sony ponies gotta pay. I press A, I download, and I play. We are not the same, Sony ponies gotta pay.